Welcome to part 20 on the Lackawanna Cutoff, flying over the cutoff. Hi, I'm Chuck Walsh, and I'm president of the North Jersey Rail Commuter Association, and I'm here at the Essex County Airport. Okay, I got it right. Essex County Airport in Fairfield, New Jersey, also known as Caldwell Airport, I guess, right? Okay. And we're here to do a flight over the Lackawanna Cutoff. And really the star of the show is not really so much me, it's the plane and our pilot, who is Josh Weinstein, member of the Lackawanna Cutoff Historical Committee. We met a few years ago. In fact, we've tried to do this flight, I think, over a year now.
Yeah, quite a few times. Weather keeps getting in the way, life,
Yes. And speaking of life, you've made some major changes. You were a teacher for a number of years.
That's right. I taught 7th grade history for 11 years, and now I'm changing careers to become an airline pilot.
So, I'm curious, when was your first flight? I mean,
it's right now. I've never been up in a plane before.
Oh,
this is my first time. No, I'm just kidding.
This is very reassuring.
My first flight, I was in first grade, and from there I just fell in love with aviation, and I got my pilot certificate in 2007, and I've been flying ever since.
Now, you're actually a flight instructor at this point?
Correct.
So, so in a sense, you're still a teacher.
I am. I just teach people how to fly metal birds. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So in a sense, you've segued into something that's not, well, it's more of a one-on-one type of thing as opposed to almost like a tutor.
Yes.
But in a sense, very, very, very similar to what you've been doing over the years. I'm curious, what are your wife and your daughter, what do they think about you being up in the plane all the time? Because I know, like last night, you were up at,
Yeah, I was flying at night out to Allentown. I don't think it's any worse than my motorcycle, so it's all good. Life comes with some inherent risks, but I like to think I'm okay at what I do. But you'll find out soon, right?
Yes, very soon, as a matter of fact. A little bit about this machine here. What are we going to be flying in?
So this is a Cessna 172P model Skyhawk, and it was built in 1984. It's got a nice new coat of paint. It's got 160 horsepower under the hood. It flies anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day or more sometimes doing flight instruction. It's a real workhorse, and it is the single most produced aircraft in the world. And I don't quote me on the exact number, but I believe they've produced more than 50,000 Cessna 172s since the late 50s, early 60s.
Wow. And what kind of flight speed, because we're going to talk about how we're going to go, roughly speaking. Yeah.
We can do about 115 miles per hour, before we take into account wind. We can go slow. I've watched cars pass me on the highway because I've been flying into so much wind, so you never know, but about 115 miles an hour.
Okay. Before we take off, what's our plan? How are we getting and where are we going?
All right, well, we'll be taking off here. We'll be departing runway 4, heading right to the north to the Wayne Mountain View Park and Ride Station on Route 23.
The Montclair Booten line, New Jersey Transit line?
That's right, and then we'll get there within about a minute of our flight, and we'll immediately start to turn westbound to follow the railroad line and eventually intercept where the cutoff begins at Port Morris. We're going to try to keep it pretty low, certainly below 2,000 feet, but maybe lower than that depending on what we have around us in the airspace. So try to give you guys as good of a view as possible.
Yes, and the thing is that we're not going to get as much an appreciation of the tall fills and the deep cuts because obviously we'll be at a fairly high altitude, but still we'll get an idea, and
absolutely
we'll be able to see how straight it is at times. And
in fact, the area where the cutoff is, and the Peak West Fill particularly, is our practice area for our students at this flight school. And so the Peak West Fill divides two airports. There's Andover Aeroflex Airport on the north and Trinket Airport in Green Township on the south side of it. And so I just tell my students to look for the really perfect looking mountain running in the opposite direction of all the other mountains.
Interesting.
And they see it every time.
Interesting. Okay, so I guess what we do is we have our pre-flight, whatever you do, and get us ready, and we'll climb aboard, and off we'll go.
Sounds good.
Okay.
time. In other words, you'll see the entire flight. You really won't need me because there'll be a lot of on-screen notes that are going to show you or tell you what is going on or what you're seeing or what you may be missing, because you don't always see what we're passing, as it turns out. We'll circle back at the water gap and then make a brief detour. You're not going to see the entire eastbound trip. You'll
I'll tell you when.
Okay, we're back in the ground. Josh, you got us back and forth to the water gap. Roughly, how long did that take us?
Just a little over an hour, about an hour and 5 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
And I have to one little factoid. I think this is the first episode we've done of this is number 20, where we didn't physically actually walk or touch down, walking on the cutoff itself. So this is kind of unique, at least in that respect. Certainly want to thank you for the trip.
My pleasure.
It was a lot of fun. And I don't know, maybe sometime we'll do it again. I don't.
Lots of other railroads.
Well, maybe when there are trains running, and then because we did see a couple of trains, New Jersey Transit, Norfolk Southern. So that was kind of it was an extra added feature of our video today. So in any case, thank you for watching part 20. I hope you look forward to part 21 on the Lackawanna Cutoff.